What's up, everybody? I wanted to make a video that I haven't seen around very much. In this community, there's a lot of recycling of ideas, and that's very good because everything is about your own personal journey and everything, and that's fine. But one of the things I haven't seen talked about a lot is the ways that you can kind of expect people to react to your bariatric surgery. And I thought a lot about this. And I boiled it down to what I believe are 4 ways people react to your bariatric surgery. The first way is complete and total support. And that's awesome. That's great, mostly. That is the way that most people are, God willing, most people are going to react to it, especially if it's just like on social media. You'll get a lot of congratulations. You'll get a lot of people telling you that they're very proud of you, that they're 100% behind you. It's the best decision you'll ever make in your life. For me, that is a very uncomfortable reaction. I'm more comfortable, though I don't like it as much, with another reaction that isn't nearly as good or nearly as supportive. The reason for that is that when somebody congratulates me for getting bariatric surgery, I don't get it, really. I don't get it. And I do get why you'd say that. I would say it to somebody, even knowing what I know now, if somebody decided to get bariatric surgery, I would tell them congratulations. I would tell them I was proud of them. I totally get why you say it. It's the right thing to say. The problem is I didn't fucking do anything. I made a decision to stop being a fat piece of shit. That's what I decided to do. And I'm not saying if you're fat, you're a piece of shit. I'm saying that I was very large and made the decision not to be very large anymore. That's not commendable. I really started gaining weight about 10 years ago, a little bit more. And to me, it's like if I had done something awful and gotten life in prison 10 years ago, and then did something good, wrote a letter, whatever, and got out of jail after 10 years, and then everybody congratulated me for getting out of jail. Why? I did awful shit before that. I did awful, terrible shit before that landed me in an awful, terrible fucking situation. Why would I be proud of myself? That is why I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I spent 10 years making a joke out of my body and not taking my health seriously whatsoever. Why the fuck would I be proud of myself right now? That's still something that I don't struggle with. I think struggle is probably too strong a word, but I don't fucking like it. I mean, I say thank you because that's what you say. This is essentially an exercise in social decorum. People say congratulations, I say thank you, we move on with our day. If you see me and you know me and you are thinking, holy shit, what should I say? Because apparently he hates to be told congratulations. That's not true. It's probably the best response for most people, and I understand it and I appreciate the support. But it is kind of uncomfortable. Anyway, the second way that people react is thinly veiled disgust. And this is probably the second most common. These are in order of most common. So the second most common is thinly veiled disgust, where they'll basically, you can just tell by the way they look at you. They're just kind of like, oh, okay, so you want to I just want to get this straight, because maybe it's great for you, but you want to get your stomach taken out of your body, leave a little bit of it, because what you can't lose, is it that you can't lose? Is it a hormonal thing? No, it's not. Okay, so you just don't want a diet and exercise then is that it? I mean, I hate dieting and exercising. I just think that it's something that's valuable to my life, so I live longer than you do. But all right, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead. This is my least favorite reaction, because you don't even have the fucking balls to say to me it's a terrible idea, so fuck you. That's something where the grown-up in me says, yeah, man, thanks for the support. That's the best reaction that I can come up with that, for that reaction. But it's a bullshit reaction. It's a bullshit reaction. Fuck you if you do it. That's such a terrible way to interact with people. Such a judgmental shit way to interact with people. The third way that people tend to react to your bariatric surgery, or the news of you even thinking about bariatric surgery, is not so thinly veiled disgust. Just outright disgust. And honestly, this is probably the one that I respect as much as any of the others. Probably the last one, thinly veiled disgust, I don't respect at all. The rest of them, I kind of fucking get. They'll say things like, "Oh my God, why?" and, and oh no, dude, I couldn't do that. I like food too much, man. You just diet and exercise, man. Just diet and fucking exercise. You'll be fine. Just don't be fat. That would probably be a good way not to be so fucking fat. Thank you. I mean, you could probably be nicer, but at least you're being honest. Somebody who I'm very close to actually basically responded like that. It was more a little bit of concern, but it was basically like, no, why the fuck would you do that to yourself? You're going to mutilate yourself in order to not have to diet and exercise for a very long time for you to get to your goal weight. Don't take fucking shortcuts. Do it yourself. Man up, and don't be such a pussy. That's honestly, I respect that. I the way I responded when the person who I know said that to me was to sit down and actually talk about why I was making the decisions I was making, and just let her know that you don't have to agree with me, and that's fine, and I'm cool with that. And thank you for even caring in the first place. It was honestly a very good conversation. It's a much better conversation than the person who I can think of right now who responded with thinly veiled disgust, where she told me that she knew 10 people who got it done and only 2 of them had success. Now, this is a woman who'd been on Weight Watchers forever, and I looked up their success rate, and that's 2%. So I got very spiteful, and I had to prove her wrong and just fucking drive her into the ground. So that's because it's such a shitty way to react. But saying, "Oh my God, don't do that. It's a terrible choice." Thank you for telling me that you think it's a terrible choice. I much prefer that to lying to me. The last way that you'll see somebody react, and this is probably the most important way, but it's also the rarest, is just concern and love. Most of the time, people are going to feel like they have to just be supportive, right? But the people that this impacts the most, your husband or wife, your children, if they're old enough to know better, they're the people who are going to react with probably the most genuine reaction, other than the people who react with disgust, because they're genuinely disgusted. But the people who love you the most and live with you particularly, they react with genuine concern and love. When I told my fiance that I wanted to get this surgery, it was January. It was only a few months ago. And the first thing she did was cry. That was her first reaction. And there are some reasons for that I'm not going to get into, but one of the reasons for that was that she really, the way that she provides for our family, outside of working very, very hard, the way that she provides for our family is by cooking. She has a very healthy relationship with food. And she cooks very healthy things for us, for my daughter and I. She's just being able to start cooking for my daughter. It's very cool. But she wanted me to be able to enjoy that part of what she brings to our life. And I do. I do really enjoy it. I probably shouldn't have sprung it on her like I did, because there was a ignorance to her response. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, literally, she didn't know what she was getting into. Neither did I, really. So she kind of thought that I'd be eating nothing for the rest of our lives, and that she couldn't make anything that would make any sense for us to eat. That ended up not being true. And once she saw that, once she was able to start cooking even the pureed meals, and we were able to eat the same thing at the dinner table, it really kind of turned things around. But then also, I was getting surgery, and that was scary. And it's just such a huge thing to ask of your family that the first thing she really wanted to know was, would we be okay? Everybody will tell you that people change after the surgery, and that's probably true. I don't think I have, but it's been a month. But I can already feel it. I mean, I can already see myself looking at clothes differently. I went shoe shopping the other day, and I thought, well, this would look nice with a suit. I don't wear suits, but I might if I felt like I looked like I belonged in one, and it didn't look like a fucking circus tent. What we figured out, honestly, is that it really took actually going through the surgery, having to start planning and preparing the meals, and just getting through the damn thing. It took that to have this work well, to have her be comfortable with it. But that reaction it was amazing to me. Simultaneously amazing and even a little bit frustrating, if I'm completely honest. Because in my head, I was doing this great thing. I was so self-absorbed that I didn't necessarily see how it would impact the people that it would impact the most outside of myself. So what I would say for that reaction, I mean, it took a lot of talking. It took a lot of, she actually kind of mourned for me. And what I mean by that, she literally said the words, "I'm going to miss you." When we were in bed one day, she had her arms around me. She said, I don't think you look bad." Because that was my thing. I was like, baby, I'm going to look really good. I'm going to look much better. And she said, "I don't think you look bad now. I think you're very handsome." And listen, she's my fiance, and part of me knows she's got to say that. But she did want to be with me in the first place. It's still a foreign concept to me that this woman, who is just very average size. She's not overweight. She's not what I imagined anybody would look like who wanted to be with me. The fact that she would want to be with me, and the fact that she was okay with what my body looked like at 350 pounds, she continually surprises me. And it was something that I didn't really appreciate. How she'd feel about it wasn't something I could really appreciate until... Actually, I still probably don't. But she'd always known me to be a very heavy man. And here I was, and I was going to change all that. I was going to look different. She only knew a guy who weighed 350 pounds. She only knew what that looked like. And she fell in love with that. And we'd both seen pictures. You look like a different fucking person. So she really has to hope that she can still be in love with somebody who doesn't look like me. I can't imagine what that's like. She hasn't looked the same the entire time we've been together because she was pregnant with our child. It's such a completely different fucking thing. The idea that I loved her equally, if not more, when she was pregnant. She was beautiful. It was amazing. But I was obviously different than this. Because I theoretically and hopefully will never go back to weighing 350 pounds. I'll never look like this again. I'll never look like I do now at 290 pounds. That's got to be hard. And I didn't really get that to start. So anyway, those are the 4 ways that people tend to react to bariatric surgery. Complete support. Thank you so much. You make me very uncomfortable, but thank you so much. Thinly veiled disgust. Fuck off. not so thinly veiled disgust, fuck off, but I respect you, and complete concern and love, and the people who react well like this out of concern and love for you, they're probably the most amazing people you ever meet in your life. So you're very lucky to have them. Just keep them, because from what I know, this can be a very hard thing on a relationship. So the people who just want to make sure that you're going to be okay when you get this surgery, that your relationship is going to be okay, that your family is going to be okay, those are probably the most amazing people in the world. So you got to keep them. Anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm always reading them because I'm a self-absorbed asshole. Okay, love you.